Okay, I'll start recording now, and don't need this. I'll do a share. Let's see, where are we? Where's the letter file? Right. Can you see this now? Can you see this now? Yeah. Yes. Very good. Very good. So, so we've got 3 different letters. I can spare maybe half an hour, and then I have to go because I've got to go and have a meeting down in town. I have an English meetup group every Friday night in Bratislava. People come along and have some English practice. So I'll be doing that later because I'm a global ambassador for Duolingo. You might have heard of them. It's a well-known app, but also trying to move into the live kind of market away from apps. So that's where I'll be. So these case notes were not so clear. Family medical practice and it's discharged. So anyway, let's just have a look at it. So I'll save the changes. I'll put these letters on. Yeah. Duolingo. Yeah, they're moving into, they're trying to move away from being purely an online thing to meeting people in real life. So we have this English conversation group here. It's a shame, well, you know, obviously it's not in your part of the world, but they have the world, they are trying to get ambassadors for most countries to arrange meetups in person. So people can go along and instead of just being alone learning English on an app, you can actually go and meet people and get some real life, real time English practice. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing tonight. I don't know. There's no point in me sharing it because, you know, you don't live here. So let's just get on with this instead. Okay. Miss Tambourine, she's not 69. Her father is 69. What is this? Oh, so we've got a mistake, an error right from the start. That's the father. Poor compliance, or that could be, but a diabetic diet plan. Now I thought, right. So the request is for you, for the reader, to manage the levels of glycine and to possibly see about an insulin pump. And that's all it says. For strict control, possible insulin pump. So that's what you need to have in your introduction. So refer Miss Tambourine to whom for what? Well, okay. Poor compliance, we don't really need that. We need, so this is only, so this introduction only partially works. You know, we need to be as clear as possible from a task what exactly you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so what do we have next? Medical history. Okay, type 1 diabetes, which is now, wouldn't it be good to mention how long she has had this condition? Because in the case notes it says she's had it since the age of 7. So I think it said 7, didn't it? So she's had it for 35 years. Didn't it say something about Yeah. So it's a long history. So do you think we should include that? Do you think we should have how long she's been diabetic? Do you think that information would be pertinent? Okay, so she has, I would make it present perfect. Okay, so she has had since she was 7. Okay, which I think she has hypertension. Noteworthy. What is noteworthy? You can't simply use that word without any verb or context because it's an adverb. What would we use? Somebody says perfect continuous. Well, she has had, and she still does. Yeah. You could say she has been suffering from since she was 7, but present perfect would work fine. She has had, and she still does, since the age of 7. Noteworthy. What is? You should something like please note, or it is noteworthy, but not just noteworthy. What is noteworthy? It's an adverb, so we need the verb. She was hospitalized. Is it many times? Many times. Well, multiple. Is that really many times? Okay. Miss Tamberlin smokes lightly and she's physically inactive. Okay, that's kind of a throwaway sentence, but what is this? A single sentence. Do you not think that's a little bit short? She was admitted to the hospital and treated because of a DKA attack. And what happened after that? Is that it? That's pretty short. That's pretty sparse. Okay. Today, in her follow-up appointment, or in or at her follow-up appointment, she reported. Now, again, reported, is that the right verb? Hello, doctor. I would like to report I don't take my medications. She's not going to say that. She's not going to volunteer report that information. You might find it out in a discussion, but she's not going to say, doctor, I must report I'm non-adherent. She's not going to say that. Is she? Not really. So be careful with the verbs that you use. So she's over here and looked at for recommended diet. And no need to acquaintances additions, therefore, during appointment, long-term complications of diabetes were discussed with patient. In addition, smoking cessation was considered. Okay, that's all right. There's no grammar mistakes there. That's okay. I mean, too many clauses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't really need that. Well, a little bit long for a sentence. You could have cut that down a bit. In light of the above. Right. So it's either in view of the above. That's better. Or in light of the above. That's the collocation that you need. I believe Ms. Stumble is limited to insulin treatment, as well the patient you primary diet program possible insulin pump. Yeah, just please contact me. Okay. So didn't it say control the levels? Yeah. So we need to make sure that all this stuff's in, for the task achievement score, information given. Yeah. For stricter control and possible insulin pump. Okay. So make sure that you If you put it in the introduction, put it in the conclusion too, right? Everybody will tell you that. Swoosh, E2, OET, online. You'll see the structures basically saying your introduction needs to be reiterated, restated at the conclusion. Okay, so that's not too bad. The grammar's not too bad. I would have said I would have changed that, you know, to present perfect, but apart from that, it's not bad. Asma. I don't know if Asma's here. I don't know. Is she here? Maybe not. Okay, what do we have here? Refer, Mr. W, who's being, who is, who's being. Whose is a possessive relative pronoun. You mean who is being discharged today? Oh, right. Who is being discharged today back into your care? Hey, is she? Now, I know I said in the previous video that these case notes are confusing, but is she being discharged today back into your care? I thought this was a referral. Can somebody clarify this for me? Isn't this supposed to be a referral from a family practitioner to an endocrinologist, isn't it? Isn't that what it's supposed to be? Let's have a look. You are a physician or at a family medical practice. So GP, you've got a practice, she's a patient at your practice, yeah? I thought so. So I know those notes are a bit confusing, but you've got to watch it, because if you misinterpret it, you will have a lot of trouble getting a B, a lot of trouble, you know, C plus or possibly C, if you've completely misinterpreted what the task is asking you. So try and be careful as much as possible if you can. Okay, try and be careful with that. So into social medical history, single woman lives alone, and we need to know this. The endocrinologist needs to know this because her living alone. He needs to know this because, oh, she works as a school teacher, and the endocrinologist needs to know she's a school teacher because, okay, so you've got to watch it. You know, a lot of this stuff, you just don't need it. You know, if you've seen the lessons from OET online, I think they're better than E2, in fact, where, you know, he talks about, I think his name's Phil, that bald guy with spectacles. He talks about, you know, logically structuring your paragraphs because you're telling a story. Yeah. What do you need? What does that person reading this letter need? Do they need all this? Paragraph number 2. Oh, I really need to know, is she a school teacher? Because that's going to influence whether I give her an insulin pump or not. Well, maybe, possibly not. Okay, now, oh, what is this? Errors, basic fundamental errors in interpreting. I haven't even read all this, but you would have a lot of trouble getting even a C, a plus, because you've completely misinterpreted the notes. She has had it since she was the age of 7, not for 7 years. So this says she has had essential hypertension and type 1 diabetes for 7 years, but that's not true. She's had it since the age of 7. She's 45. She's had it for 38 years. So your task fulfillment score is going right out of the window for this one. Okay, non-compliant. Now, non-adherence is better. Why do I say it's better? The current advice is not to use this compliant because it carries a negative value judgment of the patient. That's what everybody says nowadays. So non-adherence. It's not incorrect, but non-adherence possibly is better because it doesn't, as I say, it doesn't attach any moral value judgment than compliance does. So non-compliant. So even if we do use it, compliant. With insulin regime, what? With her insulin regime, we need a pronoun or an article. A current insulin, what? Regime, a current insulin include, what's this? Third person S, includes. And it's an item, pre-prandial corrections, well, that's obviously misspelt, with 12-unit nutritional baseline. She does not exercise and has BMI or has a BMI. Okay, so is that really medical? You know, she doesn't exercise, and it's not spelled right anyway. Exercise. Is that really part of, you know, so it's good to group information accordingly, like into light. Sorry, like by like. So put the stuff about the social stuff, she's a teacher and a smoker, she doesn't exercise, and then group the medical stuff together. Not, you know, social, medical. Try and group it accordingly, like by like, because it has more of a logic. Okay. Miss Tablin was admitted in our hospital. What hospital? Whose hospital? You don't have one. You've got a family practice. You don't have a hospital. Oh dear. Okay. Diabetic. At that time, she was given punctuation. It could be just because of typing. Intravenous fluids, spelling, insulin, punctuation. She was discharged stable. What? She was discharged stable, or she was stable on discharge. That doesn't work. She was stable on discharge or stable at discharge. Doesn't make a lot of difference, really. Okay. On the review today, on review, you don't really need an article. On review today, Ms. Tabeline reported that she was not following recommended diet, not taking the insulin. Again, you've got to watch that. Reported, you know, whether she has the insulin available. You're not following recommended diet, not taking. However, she has the insulin available. Well, I would put that as part of that sentence, because it's kind of a strange sentence to say. However, she has the insulin, but she doesn't take it. We presume that she doesn't take it. We know that she has it, so we don't really need that, you know? Just like say that she's not compliant, she's non-adherent. During the discussion, the importance the insulin administration were explained well. Well, as opposed to being explained rather poorly. Just say they were explained. You also found that companies. Now, this is furthermore advice to explain. Why do we have 3 separate sentences here? You could put all this in a single sentence, because it's what happened during the discussion. She is doing well. Well, if she's doing well, why are you referring her to an endocrinologist if she is doing well? Surely if she is doing well, she doesn't need to see a specialist, wouldn't you say? Or have I misinterpreted this? So she's doing well, so can you give her an insulin pump because she's doing well? Doesn't quite have a logic to it, I would say. Therefore, I would like you to follow up on what? To follow up on what? Follow up on her, follow up on her treatment. What do you want her to follow up on? Exactly. Should require further information, please don't hesitate to contact me. Okay, doctor. As I don't mean to be overly harsh, but I think this needs a bit of attention. Oh, so some grammar, a little bit of grammar here. Okay. Pronouns, wrong form of verb. It should be, well, no, if that's a noun, it was like a verb be for. Spelling, third person s, article, misspelling. And I think the most important thing is it's, well, yeah, as all it says, there's no age mentioned. It's the task, the details have been misinterpreted. You would be struggling to get well, not struggling. You would probably get a C. You would be struggling to get anything more, really, because it's just misinterpreted the case notes. So not so good. So what's this? Dave Cochran. What's wrong with him, Mr. Cochran? Oh yeah. This is the guy who's you think he's got some heart condition. Okay. Who do we have here? Dr. Pina. Are you there? Are you there? Let me see. I can't see her. Is she here? Is it Pina? Oh, Pinar, I think. It's Pinar. Maybe she's not here. Okay, well, she can watch it later. Okay, Dave Cochran, date of birth. Might refer Mr. Cochran to you. Left ventricle failure attack. Left ventricular failure requires urgent assessment and management. Okay, what does the task want us to do? So we have to explain the patient's current condition because, right, we want him in cardiology. What's this? We've got a question. Should you need any information, you can put it in a set. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. I put it after the closing paragraph. Doesn't actually matter. You restate the introduction, you know, the reason for writing, you restate that. In view of the above, I'm writing to request that you blah, 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 etc., etc. And then the closing, should you need any information, yours, etc. Yeah, so that would do fine. So requires your urgent assessment and management. I suppose that's true. You explained the condition, but we want admission to cardiology. So we should mention that, I think. Initially, Mr. Coleman down as ventricular failure with the common difficult breathing, tightness of chest coming at night. Okay, at that time. I'm not going to correct these punctuation things. It's possibly because of typing. I don't really know why, but obviously you don't need a period and empty space between the end of the word and your punctuation mark. Long, therefore, the dioxin was commenced. Okay, that's succinct and to the point. Okay. Doing better, found better. I won't use better twice. Sorry, just for stylistic reasons. Was found to be improved, you know, instead of better. He was doing better, he was doing well, he was improved. I think you could use that. Maybe. Hence was advised to continue to, you mean continue with. You don't continue to a therapy, you continue with it. Today, with worsening symptoms, we don't need an indefinite article. With worsening symptoms, such as chest pain and sweating, which to us previously, examination revealed or an examination revealed lateral ankle edema. If that's just one, we need an article. If in doubt, put articles in. Lateral ankle edema, inspiration, continuous chest. People found in normal range or found within normal range or found to be within is better. More complete sentence. What's this? Was found improved. Equidemic reputations was found improved. And she was advised to continue as a video, which how it found to be within normal range. Apex beat was his apex beat was heart. Is that, should that be heard? Yeah, was heard, I suppose, not heart. Right, so please not use diagnosis. Diagnose is a verb, diagnosis is a noun. Has reduced his alcohol consumption as well. Now, according to the notes, this happened after the initial presentation. So he came to see you, doctor, I'm not feeling good. So he took some action, he cut his smoking and drinking down. Then he came back and he said, I'm feeling better now. Then after that, he came back and said, actually, now I feel worse. So this is a bit out of place. This is out of sequence. Yeah. According to the my interpretation of the notes, this is a bit out of sequence. It needs to be after the initial presentation, because he came and he said, I'm not feeling well. So you had a talk and he cut his smoking and drinking down. And he came back, he said, I'm feeling better. And then things took a turn for the worse. So this needs to be moved up. The deterioration once cardiology unit admission. You see, now that's what we need in the introduction. Cardiology unit admission. Yeah, this is what I want. I want you to take him in. Okay. So at least it's mentioned once. So that's not so bad. Not so bad. Just got to watch articles, subject, verb. What else? Move this possibly a little bit higher up in the letter. I don't think we'll have time for all these because I'm getting off in a bit. Dr. Amari, I don't know if he's here. Is he? I don't know, can't see him, maybe he's gone. You have to watch this, because people have different names on Telegram, different email names, different names when they're writing, different names in Zoom. And sometimes I think I'm talking to a different person. It's the same one because you use all these different names. It can be a bit confusing. Anyway, we'll just have time for a quick look at this one, then I'll have to get off. So, Monica Fisher. Who's Monica Fisher? Is there any notes for this Monica Fisher? Is it this one? Oh, no. That's Lucas Cole. Is there no notes to this Monica Fisher? Oh, this is the Cushing Syndrome one. Okay. This is Fisher's. Monica Fisher's. I thought it's Fisher. Oh. There we go. No, it says that many Fisher symptoms was presenting with signs and symptoms which are suggestive of Cushing syndrome. So say she was diagnosed with mild bronchial asthma and someone was concerned Ventolin due to the side effects of Ventolin. 2014, despite receiving antibiotics, failed. Has had insomnia. Now, has had insomnia would imply that she has been insomniac all that time. I think continuous verb would be better. She has had, or she has been suffering, I think might be better. it might not be every single night. Yeah. Where's your letter? No idea. I did it earlier. I did one of your letters earlier in the session, a couple of hours ago. So there's been something from insomnia and seeing. She has a homosexuality. Please note she's allergic to mites, domestic animals, fur, and seafood. Okay, don't forget your punctuation if it's a list. On today's review, which with complaints with general weakness, mood swings is not the same. A swinging mood would be a mood in which she wants to swing, you know. So with mood swings, I think is better. Mood swings, face irritation, lower limbs. Terminates for last 3. I'm sure over, I think, is better if it's a period as preposition. Obviously, the Cushing Syndrome, they're referring patient for investigation. I actually think appropriate. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Mm-hmm. Okay, we've got the medical history. There's quite a lot of stuff. I don't know if we really needed all this, but still, you know, it's not overly long as a letter, and the rest of it gets to the point. So yeah, that's not so bad at all. Obviously, you know, because I don't have a lot of time when I'm correcting people's letters individually, I do spend a lot more time because I can go through it line by line and make lots of comments. But this here, it's very general, very quick. Because Cole, who is this? We've got Miriam. What time is it? Well, there's no more tasks. I mean, I'm not available tomorrow. If you're taking your exam this weekend, I might be able to have a writing session at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going out, as I usually do for the weekend. In the future, if I put an assignment on Easy Class, you can post them on Easy Class. That's the point of it. Everything comes together, you know. Instead of mail, Patreon, and Telegram, everything's put in one place. So, what's it called? Headaches. I'll have this last one will have to be quick because I've got to get off. So it might not have my full attention. Right, letter of referral, summarizing information about physio. So structured on stretching, being advised, exercise, stretching, physio. So we've had conditioning, strength, conditioning, manipulation. Okay. So you need to be talking about, you need to be summarizing all the details here of the treatment. So that includes the stretching, ergonomics, the conditioning from neck muscles, joint manipulation, soft tissue manipulation. So you need to be including that. That's what the doctor needs to know what you've been doing. So I presume here you are a physiotherapist. Yeah. So you've got to report back to him what you've done in detail. Okay. I do feel like Mr. Cole, which is your colleague. We know what his features are because he sent him to you. So we don't really need this because we know we've sent you. You know. I think some recommendations would be greatly appreciated. Well, why would they be? You're sending him back. So you don't really need this. What you're supposed to be doing here is to tell the physician exactly what you did. for his patient. So we don't really need this because he knows that's why he sent him over. And we don't really need this either because you're sending him back. So half of this is irrelevant. And why are you telling the doctor this that he already knows? He knows this. This is why he sent him to see you. So obviously it's pointless. So this is pointless too. What is this? What we need basically is this. What did you do? How did you treat him? We don't really need to tell the doctor what he knows. Let's have a look at this again. Right. You have to give him a summary about what you did for his patient. Yeah. So this. How many times did he come to see you? You found this. This. Okay, that's what you need to be talking about. You don't really need to tell him things he already knows, you know? So, yeah, so that's not too bad. That's not bad. I can see very quickly the grammar's not bad, the vocab's not too bad. But again, you've got to be careful, including things that the doctor knows. You know, he knows all this stuff because that's why he sent him over. And all it wants you to do is give a summary of the treatment. Yeah. So not too bad, but I would spend a bit more time analyzing the task beforehand. Right. That's enough for me for today. I've got to be on my way. So I'll put this somewhere. I might not have time to load it onto YouTube now. I'll see. And I'll see you later. I'll be back in a few hours. And I might have some time tomorrow, possibly on Sunday. We'll see. So I'm going to stop recording now and we'll chat again soon.